Hi, everybody. Very glad you are here. We are talking Canvas calendars today. So the calendar, let me stress the importance of the calendar to start. The calendar is something that students live and die by. Their to-do list and their calendar is often noted as one of the very first things they go to when they go to Canvas. If something's not on the calendar, honestly, they will be like, didn't know I had to do it. It wasn't on the calendar. So it's a very, very important element of Canvas. We will talk about it now is just more about understanding what it is and the basics of how it works. We will touch on it more later when we talk about creating assignments, because when you create an assignment, it's super important that you create a due date for the assignment, because when you create a due date for the assignment, it puts it on the calendar. All right. So I'm on my dashboard, which is, of course, our entry point for Canvas. And you can see right away that over here on the right-hand side, I've got some calendar elements here. For students, this is called their to-do list. And again, a bit of a live and die by it. I can click right here to access my calendar, view calendar, or over here in my global navigation bar, you can see that I've got calendar accessible there. Either way is going to take me into my calendar. Hopefully it's taking me there. There you go. All right. So quick little preview of the interface. It's pretty self-explanatory, but let's talk through it. So if I ever want to get to today, I simply hit today. I can toggle through my months by clicking my arrows here to get around my calendar. I can click here to take myself to a very specific date. This can be viewed by week, by month, or in agenda view. An agenda view is actually often how kids view the calendar, is they like to look at by agenda view. If I'm continuing sort of around here, the next really important thing is this list of calendars that I have access to. Remember before we talked about favoriting courses. The first list of classes that you see here in alphabetical order, which is a bummer because I teach US history, is the list of favorited courses. So from US history all the way up to my own personal calendar is a list of my favorited courses. For me to be able to see an event on the calendar has to be visible. And a calendar is made visible by ensuring the little square just to the left of the calendar name is filled in. So if I wanted to see all the due dates for the new hire course, I simply would click that on and off. There's no dates in there, so there's nothing to see there. The other thing I can do in this space is change the color that my calendar items appear on my calendar. Again, that's a personal preference thing. It's not a global change. It's not like all my students in my classes now their calendars are going to appear by that color. But just for an example, let's say I wanted US history to appear red on my calendar, I would apply that. This is actually really valuable. Like if I used to teach world history, economics, and US history, and I would make sure the three were colored differently so I could see them on my calendar differently. Okay, so that's sort of the value add here. You can use this calendar feed if you wanted to grab a hold of that text and actually put it into your Google Calendar if you want to. I don't do that, but that is an option. Okay. All right. That's it. I mean, that's it on using the calendar. And I'll stress to wrap up. The really most important thing that you're going to do with respect to your calendar is to make sure your assignments, your due dates, your events, etc., appear on the calendar. For any of your assignments, you're going to accomplish that when you create the assignment. For other things, you can use this create new event button. I actually don't use that very often, but here's ways I think you could use it. Say, for example, you're taking a field trip and the students need to bring in a permission form that you didn't create an assignment for, although that would be a good thing to do, is to create an assignment. But you could create a new event that's going to appear on the calendar that says, like, remember, permission slip is due. Yeah, and you would set a date, you would set a time, like say I wanted it due at the start of class and I teach period 2. Yeah, I would put an end time of 8 a.m., that it's due at 8 a.m., and I would make sure it goes onto my US history calendar, and then once all those fields are filled in, I could hit submit. So you are able to put non-assignment events on the calendar if you want to for students. We'll hit on this again and we'll touch base with it, go a little bit deeper when we get to assignments. I think that's it. As always, if you have any questions, let me know.